Ah, it worked. Wonderful. Okay, let's see. I don't know where I want this camera. Oh, right there. Try that. So the Insta360 X3, I hope I set it for noise reduction or wind reduction. If not, I'll have to set it next time next time that I record. I know I went into the settings and I tried to set everything the way I'd like it to be set. My only concern about the camera being a little bit in front of the helmet is if I fall forward, the camera's going to get damaged first, or can get damaged first, unless I turn my head to the, turn it right, turn my head right if I fall, or push the camera back so it's back here. I'll try different settings. So that's one option right there. Try that. I'll move it to different positions, and then we could see what we like the most. I will slowly improve everything that I can, including sound and camera placement, camera angles. Welcome to True Zero Emissions. I want to say welcome to Earth. There is such a, what do I call this? A gap? A gap? Well, I was going to say there's such a gap of perception between the way I see our planet and the universe and what I was going to say mainstream perception, but actually I think it's pretty well accepted that our universe is filled with life. What I would really enjoy to see, and I haven't seen this before, and I would love to see this, I hope someone does it. I mean, do I really have to be the one to do this? Like, I've produced this show? I'll do it. I can do that, right? Anybody can do it. Well, I was a film major in school, so I mean, maybe I shouldn't say anyone can. I think anyone that sets their mind to it can. That's what we're taught, right? Set your mind to it and you can achieve anything. Let's see, what was I gonna say? So, when I see life in the universe, not once have I ever seen a program show imagine life, let's just say hundreds of thousands of years more advanced than ours. Well, you're gonna see me wave to people a lot now that you're seeing the 360 camera. I just like waving to people. Honestly, I'm just so happy for the opportunity to participate in life. I mean, life is... When I was a kid, I used to ask the universe questions, and I would get answers. One question I asked was... I lost my train of thought. What I was originally going to say, I lost that train of thought. It'll come back, though. But the second thing I thought of, it was, I would ask the universe to allow me to... Well, I'd say, I wonder what it's like to be a bird, to be different animals. And I would think that before I'd go to sleep. And I was probably like, I don't know if I was like 2 or 3 years old. I was very young, and I would go to sleep and I would dream that I was a bird, and I would dream that I was an alligator. I would dream that I was all these different life, and it was real. It felt so real. There's words for that, when it feels real. And they say, what do they say? Ask and you shall receive, right? Just ask. It doesn't mean the answer is always going to be yes, but what I have found is the journey of learning is where the value is. So if someone says no to something that you ask for, maybe that's going to lead to lots of education that wouldn't be there if someone just gave us what we are asking for the first time. So I'm imagining a program that entertained the idea of life being more advanced than human life, right? And really just go as far as you can, like as far as you can imagine. Why not, right? Oops. So we could imagine 1,000 years ahead of us, 100,000 years ahead of us. And I'm talking about philosophically and technologically. What I have found, universal truth, if I say it that way, is at the very top of every person I've spoke with, it's agreed that, well, I'm not asking for them to agree to this, but they're all saying the same thing. Anything is possible. And we see that time and time again. So anything's possible biologically, psychologically, scientifically. I mean, look at the miracle of our life. Okay, let's see where I can cross here. I don't think there's a way to properly cross at this place. I should have just went in the lane like a bicycle. I mean, this is a bicycle with one wheel, right? People were saying that. They're like, it's a bicycle. Unicycle. Unicycle? EUC, electric unicycle. So I'm here to practice. I like to go and practice on these parking spaces. But since there's a truck there, and I don't want to disturb the privacy that they appear to desire, I will go to another area. Usually this is very empty, but I see vehicles right now. I can still practice here. This is where I practice my turns, like turning, sharp turns. And turn my light off. I'm not blasting everybody. Turn. In the Insta360 X3, you may be able to see how I'm leaning my feet and leaning the electric unicycle. I was talking with Cameron today, or yesterday, and a friend of mine, we were talking about, I was saying I'd like to put the camera somewhere where I can show people. In other words, people often ask me, how do you balance on that? How do you ride it? And I would like to put the camera in a place where I can show what my body's doing, and then also talk about what I'm doing. But I do want to tell you that when I learned riding the electric unicycle, I noticed that the less I thought about what I was doing, the better I could do. And it was, to me, all about exercising muscle memory. That's what I thought of. I'm like, I'm gonna let my body just get used to the feeling of what it feels like to balance. And I held onto a shopping cart. Those videos are in my history. I need to give the videos better titles. I have to think of better titles. Nothing's really in order. I call everything Electric Unicycle Adventures. And I try to focus on, well, I was gonna say I try to focus on improving my skills, but I do want to give better titles to my videos as well. So I'm imagining life in several 100,000 years more advanced than ours. Whether they be from our universe, from our galaxy, another universe, another kind of existence that we don't understand yet. I mean, how neat would it be to find out that thought was a being, right? Isn't that fun, just as a thought experiment? Like, thought is its own being, and we think of self as our mind, right? Wouldn't that be a fun, like, science fiction story? I notice right now when I try to think of how to have telling you what I'm doing with my body, I get like a headache. But that's probably just because I'm using a new thought muscles. It's like, how do I talk about what I'm doing that I don't even understand, right? I'm just doing it, right? But I'll get better at that as I practice it. As I practice explaining and thinking about how to say what I'm experiencing and what I'm doing, and what I understand to be taking place. So just a couple days ago I was doing these turns like this, and it was really, really hard. And today it's significantly easier to do. And that's just practice. Practice, practice, practice. Something I was really struggling with was, do I buy an electric unicycle from Next Gen Mobility, which is a great place to buy from, or do I pay a significant larger price but get the unicycle right away, right, within a few days, or wait like 4 weeks or possibly a little bit longer and save money through Next Gen Mobility, right? So I was looking at eWheels or Next Gen Mobility. That was my two places I was thinking of buying from. And so because I was borrowing an electric unicycle, and the one I learned on was an InMotion V10F. So once I learned that and gave it back, I wasn't riding. And during that time that I wasn't riding, which was over a month, I felt like I just forgot how to ride. Because I had only been riding for a few weeks. And I was practicing every day for 5 hours a day at nighttime. And I met James at Next Gen Mobility because he was on a group ride and I was out practicing, and they came to the area that I was practicing, which was really neat. Isn't that a neat story? How that happened? Some people say the universe, right? The universe brought us together. And people say that we're always in the place we need to be. Right? So, I am thinking about where else I can practice. I'd like to get better at turning at high speed and carving, which is related to turning at high speed. It's called carving. You can look that up on YouTube. Electric unicycle carving. I need to look that up, actually. When I was learning how to ride the InMotion V10F, which is a great electric unicycle to learn on, I highly recommend it for a first electric unicycle. And people I talk to say it's a great to learn on. But anything you have or have access to can get you started. It doesn't have to be a particular model. But the big thing is wearing gear and giving yourself the patience. Having patience with yourself. Giving yourself the time, not pushing yourself. We all want to be good at what we do, but it's really important to not get hurt, especially to get hurt bad. Injuries can last a lifetime, and it only takes a second to get hurt. Or worse, right? Life changes really, really quick. And life can change for the good or the bad. We want to maximize positive change and minimize the negative changes, right? So the Insta360 X3 right now is beneath the GoPro, and that's going to show up on the camera, but I can choose the viewpoint with the software, with the app, actually. Well, yeah, that's software, right? App is software, I think we call it that. I don't always use the perfect words for things, but hopefully you get the idea of what I'm trying to say. To be able to choose where you see when you are looking at watching the video. I want to select good points of view. Let's see, we can practice right here. See, if my light was on as I'm turning, my light would be going into people's eyes. I noticed a lot of the riders of electric unicycles will point their light down so it doesn't blast people that are walking toward us or riding toward us, whatever they're hiking or walking, or other people that are riding mountain bikes toward us. The other thing is some people just turn